Alright, so welcome everyone. Here in this bonus lesson, we'd like to talk about the simulation process of the wire, which is fairly an easy process to create. So we're going to begin with the curve tools, CV curve tool. And right here in front of me, we would like to make certain points with the almost equal interpolations. And just go for the center pivot and we'd like to scale the wires. And over here, our NURBS curve is ready. You may could like to tweak it according to your own requirements and all. Once the job is done, you may also wish to make it to the 0 to 1. I mean, it's a good practice of although it's not just required, but you may could do that as well, going inside the curves. Let's say rebuild the curves, and you could go for the 0 to 1 with the keep number of spans on and hit apply. So now you have the min max value set to the 1. Okay, 0 to 1, that's fine. You could go for another circular curve and we'd like to utilize it a little bit later, not right now. And let's say if we do have the curve selected, we would like to make it a dynamic curve under the fx nucleus here. So I would like to make it to the uh, nucleus curve, not a nucleus curve, but you could say the component of the nucleus here. And let's say make curves dynamic. All right. So if we're going to play the timeline, you're going to see the curve with the blue one is basically the curve which is coming inside the here system, which is the output of the curve. So we just don't want that curve. We'll need to hide them up. And with just a simple setting, we're going to hit the control A, and you need to be inside the, let's say, so many options and tabs. We're actually inside the here system shape, which is the output of the curve, and of course the nucleus solver is controlling every physics. We need to go inside the turbulence and hit 1 1 and 1, and that's the job is done. If you're going to play the timeline, you're going to see the beautiful motion of the curve. And if in case you may could say that, okay, I'm working with the space scale in which the wire is being getting, influenced by the gigantic motion of the dusty storm. But here, it seems to be like a thread. Of course, it is. So you may could go inside the forces and work upon the mass. You can give it to 3.5. So that will gonna make it a little bit more slow. All right. So that's quite an easy thing. And of course, there are certain more attributes you could play, which is fairly an easy thing. Now you just close them up and select this one. Of course, we're going to scale it a bit more and select this one. And we would like to go again back to the modeling where we got the extrusions, selecting this one. Now pay attention. We are in the input node, extrude, open the extrude, click the fixed path on and click the use component pivot to the component pivot. And of course, I don't like the opposite normals. Let's say the reverse directions. That's nice. Now, I being a polygon lover do not want to lose the shading upon the wire. So if in case I want this to be converted into the polygons, so what I need to do, since it's being a NURBS geometry and also has a problem, once you go with the rendering, it will appear something like in this way, which is very horrible thing. Again, I have to press 3 and 1, 3 again. So I need to go inside the modify and let's say convert this thing NURBS to the polygons. Let me just reset every setting. We need to click to the type quad general per span, the last one, okay, per span number of isopalms. All right, so by default 3 is to 3, and here it comes. So center pivot again. I like to make it a little bit more settle since it is now having a lot of the geometries, so make it reduce from the U and make it increase from the V. So Being a polygon lover, I do have a right to create the UVs, and of course, just don't worry about that. Once I'm gonna play the timeline, you're gonna see the nice dance of these two wires, of course. Alright, so jokes apart. What we need to do else is that we are not required to have this, sophisticated and complicated nerve section. So we're gonna put it into the hide mode. Now we are again left with the polygon. Let's just see whether it's polygon. Yeah, of course, it's a polygon, no problem. And what I'm gonna need to do is that now I think so everybody could just guess it out. We would like to move to the animation menu, and there we could create the cache, which has been now in Maya 16 has been shifted again back, which is very quite good decision of the Autodesk that it's under the cache. You go inside the geometric cache, create the new cache, of course, and can pick up with the MCX format, one file per frame, and create the option. So with that, you're gonna see that you have now the cache version of your wires, and you just can put inside the scene and can start working over there. Okay. Of course, I also recommend you to play around with the value of the turbulence. So if in case you would like to have some change inside the motion, because there will going to be lots of the wires. So of course, you may could work around with the change in the value of the turbulence, or you may could tweak the drag feature of the nucleus here and all. So I guess this was quite an easy one, and this really also enjoyed the bonus lesson of the submission process of the wire as well. Okay. So now it's time to talk about the rendering section of our fluid. So now let's get back to the next one.